The Clarity of the Helix, the story of Rosalind Franklin. Rosalind Elsie Franklin was born in London in 1920. Even as a small child, she was not interested in typical toys. Instead, she asked big questions about the world. How does electricity flow? Why does water freeze? Her father, Ellis, often found her reading science books late into the night. Rosalind loved school, especially chemistry and physics. When she was 15, she decided she wanted to be a scientist. This was unusual for a girl at that time, but Rosalind was determined. She earned a scholarship to study at Cambridge University, a prestigious center for science. After university, the world was at war. Rosalind used her knowledge to help. She spent 4 years studying coal and carbon. Her research explained how to make better gas masks and stronger materials. This required intense focus and careful measurements in the laboratory. After the war, Rosalind moved to Paris, France. She worked at a special lab where she learned a technique called X-ray diffraction. This method uses X-rays to see the structure of tiny, invisible things, like molecules. She perfected her skills in analysis and crystal preparation. In 1951, Rosalind returned to London and started working at King's College. Her new assignment was to study deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA. DNA is the blueprint for all living things. She worked alongside a scientist named Maurice, who was also studying the molecule. Rosalind was famous for her precise methods. She took great care preparing the DNA samples. She used a fine beam of X-rays aimed perfectly at the DNA fibers, collecting the patterns that scattered onto photographic film. It was slow, difficult work that demanded patience. Finally, one perfect exposure created a stunning image. This photograph, known as Photo 51, was unlike any picture taken before. It clearly showed a repeating crisscross pattern, an X in the center. Rosalind knew this was a vital clue. Rosalind carefully analyzed the measurements of the X pattern. The angles and the distance between the markings told her two things. DNA was shaped like a helix, or a spiral stair, and it was made up of 2 intertwined strands. She recorded these measurements meticulously in her notes. Though she was close to building a complete model, others used her data. Scientists James Watson and Francis Crick, who were working nearby, saw Photo 51 and realized how to complete their famous model of the double helix. Rosalind's precise work was the foundation. The double helix model explained how DNA carried genetic information and copied itself. It changed science forever. While Watson and Crick are often credited, later historians and scientists recognized that Rosalind's meticulous measurements and data were absolutely necessary for the breakthrough. After her DNA work, Rosalind moved on to Birkbeck College and began studying viruses. She used the same powerful X-ray techniques to map the structures of the tobacco mosaic virus and the polio virus. She showed the world how these tiny invaders were built. Rosalind Franklin died too young, at the age of 37, but her scientific impact was immense. Her tireless dedication to accuracy and detail provided the keys that unlocked the secrets of life itself. We remember Rosalind Elsie Franklin as a pioneering scientist whose clarity and precision made one of the greatest discoveries in history possible.